Hey everyone, how is everyone doing, huh? On this Saturday, November the 30th. So basically, today is the last day of November 2019. Jesus. So, what does that mean? Means that we have a fucking snowstorm coming up, apparently. I mean, the the mountain states such as Colorado and then part of Midwest and also the West have already been under a fucking winter storm with snow and all that, wind and snow and all that over the Thanksgiving as well as, this weekend. And I was listening to NPR today and they were saying that we're going to go get some snow too, the first snow of the fucking year. This is Northeast, so uh, we are supposed to get snow, right? So that's what's happening, huh? End of November. So what the hell was the forecast? Hold on a second, because I'm supposed to meet my girlfriend tomorrow. Now let me ask Alexa. Hold on a second. Sorry, Alexa. Weather for tomorrow in Jersey City.
Tomorrow in Jersey City, New Jersey, you'll see snowy, rainy weather and can expect a high of 36 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 36 degrees.
So if it's 36 degrees, why is it not rain and why is it snow? I mean, 32 degrees is the freezing point, right? And that's when rain turns into snow. Who the fuck knows? Maybe with the wind chill, it's actually below 32, and that's why we're gonna have a slush and fucking snow. And I fucking hate that slush, man. Jesus Christ. I mean, one thing is just to snow in a dry fashion, which is fine. Then it's like fluffy snow, and it's another to have a fucking slush when it's 100% humidity in the air, right? And then it's just snow comes down and then it melts because the Earth's surface is actually warmer than 32 degrees, right? And then it turns into a fucking slush on the roads, and you are basically just walking through the fucking slush. But I don't walk a lot, except when I'm taking the PAP train to go to World Trade Center to go to my office, right? But tomorrow is a Sunday, so I'm not fucking going anywhere. Well, I'll get my sandwich, my regular sandwich. Oh, by the way, so I actually found, dude, I almost ate the whole fucking thing with the pit and all that of the pistachios. So yesterday, right? So this is what happened. Yesterday, what the hell was yesterday? Oh yeah, Friday. So Friday I took it easy. It's a long weekend. 4-day Thanksgiving weekend. Thursday, Friday, today's Saturday, and tomorrow's Sunday. So I got my sandwich, and then I came home, and I'm like, you know what? Why don't I get a haircut and trim my beard? As you all can see, I already did it. Did it. I already did. I had it done. That's what I meant to say. So this is right before 6 o'clock in the evening, right? And so I looked up on the computer to see if there are any barbershops, and then Google took me to the nearest barbershop, right? It's called the Refined Salons. Refined, very high end salon, and I asked the lady, I called them and I asked the lady if I can get a quick haircut and trim of the beard, and I could get there in half an hour. That's what I told her, because it's like 2 blocks from where I live. You know, you go on Windwurst, you pass the light rail tracks, and it's right there, next to that sandwich place, right? So I did that yesterday, and then I asked the lady at the reception at the refined salon, right? Hey, by the way, do you know if there are any supermarkets around here? Because I didn't want to drive, down to like fucking Hudson, Green Market, or a shop right on Marine Boulevard, right? Or Marin, is that what you say it? Marin? Not Marine, Marin Boulevard. So, and she was like, oh, we don't have a supermarket, but in this building, there is the downtown pharmacy, and they usually have like bits and pieces of everything. I'm like, perfect, because, all I need is some diet ginger ale and maybe like lemons and maybe green onions and all that, because I was actually planning to do some cooking. Oh yeah, that's what I did. Planning to do some cooking, right? And I did a cooking video, right, for a vegetarian dish. And I was going to put, I put it together in iMovie on my MacBook Air, the one that I use, this one here, to do my videos, podcast videos. And then I realized that somehow, for some fucking reason, because usually cooking videos I do using my phone, the camera on the phone, which is not great, but if you're doing like a cooking video on the fly, you could do that. I've done that, as you all know, if you watched any of my recent cooking videos. But for some reason, I guess I was doing a lot of things, and then the camera, I usually use the front camera on the iPhone, but the projection of the camera wasn't like good. Like, for example, when I'm doing let's say I'm mixing like beans with and I'm throwing in like diced potatoes in there, and then I'm mixing it, or when I add like tomatoes or garlic or anything like that, then I usually show you in my video, use the camera, what I'm doing, at the pot or at the pan. But for some fucking reason, the camera wasn't capturing. So I'm like, no, this video, quality of this video is not that great. So I'm going to have to do it again. But the dishes I cooked, that turned out to be amazing. Like I did a potatoes and red beans vegetarian dish, and then I cooked goat, like a goat stew, and I cooked it for like 2 hours and like 20 minutes, I think, and then it turned out so like tender. Oh my God, Jesus! And that's what I had today for leftovers. In any case, sorry, I'm jumping from one topic to the other topic. So I went to the salon, and then so she told me about downtown pharmacy. So I went into downtown pharmacy after I got my haircut and I had my beard trimmed. By the way, the lady was like, she was using these machines, right? I told her number 1 on the beard and number 2 on the, as you can see, on the haircut. So she almost like fucking, she I don't know, I mean, she was using the machine, to trim the beard around like my, my mustache, and then she almost like hit my fucking nose. Jesus Christ. And she was like, sorry. She had an accent. I'm like, it's all right. It's not like I'm bleeding or something like that, But I was like, kind of like afraid that, if she does something like that, and then she's gonna fucking screw up my, like, I don't know, my face, but everything turned out fine. And how much I paid? Like $46, for I mean, it's their price is okay because the quality of the place and all that. Although I didn't like the lady that did my haircut and my beard, but I think I'm gonna go there because it's like walking distance. And also, so after that, I went into downtown pharmacy, right? And so I'm looking around, and then there was a guy, and I asked him, "Hey man, so where is do you guys have a dyed ginger ale?" He's like, he showed me where the dyed ginger ale was. I'm like, perfect. And then I went to the back. They actually, this is the thing about New Jersey, right? It's like if you go to like a grocery store, right? A big grocery store, they would, they would also sell wines and liquors and all that, right? It's the same fucking thing, yeah, at pharmacies. Some of the pharmacies are allowed to have sell, some like very like basic vegetables. So I picked up some lime and lemon, green onions, and that's all I needed. I'm like, perfect. This is perfect. And the trash bags, and so yeah. So basically, I don't have to fucking go to ShopRite or anywhere else, except if I want to get like a white wine or something like that. Then I have to go to the wine shop. In that case, then I'll have to drive. Otherwise, it's like 2 blocks, past the fucking light rail, and right there. And then I went into the, tonight actually, I went into the sandwich shop in the corner, right? And I asked them if they were also having bagels for breakfast. She was like, no, we don't do the bagels. And so they just do the regular like bread, like slices of bread. But you can still do your own custom sandwich. So I'm gonna try that tomorrow because every time I want to get a sandwich, my breakfast sandwich, or my brunch sandwich, if I'm getting up late, I had to go to fucking Wonder Bagels. And if Wonder Bagels is crowded, then I go to Hoboken for this place called Bagels on the Hudson, right? So I discovered those yesterday. I'm like, this is good, I mean, driving is not. I mean, it's not a big deal, but sometimes, you're like, it's good to have like, like a grocery store or something like that, at a walking distance from your residence, right? So, yeah, and what else is going on? How's everyone doing on a Saturday, huh? I mean, I was actually working today a few hours and just now as well. Oh, by the way, my back is still like fucking hurting, I can't still, it's very hard for me to still like sit in a chair and then work because that's what I was trying to do. So after actually I went to fucking, where the hell did I go today? Okay, so I went to Wonder Bagels, and then I would drop off my laundry at the laundromat on Columbus Drive. And then where the fuck did I go? Jesus. Okay, so from there I went to Hoboken, to Target, right? Because I wanted to buy like a room divider. And why the hell you want to buy the room divider? Sorry, you don't need a room divider. What are you dividing? Which room are you dividing, dude? I'm not dividing any rooms, but my my bedroom, right? So what I do is that I basically the window, the curtain, you drop it, but I usually don't drop it all the way down, and even if I drop it all the way down, it doesn't like, it's not like dark. So maybe I should do like a darker, like a curtain. So what happens is that it wakes me up because of the light. And I was trying to see if I could just flip my bed. Because right now my bed is facing basically, the headboard is on the opposite direction of this window, right? So I was trying to basically flip the bed, but I can't because the room is too small and it's a full-size bed. So basically, if I want to do that, then I'll have to basically rebuild the fucking bed. I mean, undo the bed and then redo it. It's a fucking pain in the ass. But in any case, so I ordered like, I think I did order the ones, did I order the ones that I found on IKEA? Because, okay, so I went to Target and then they didn't have those fucking things, right? And I'm like, and then I asked them, okay, so how about the TV stand? You guys have the TV stand? And the reason why I wanted to have a TV stand is because right now the TV in my bedroom, right? It was sitting on that TV stand, you know, which is like normal, like a table height, which is like 29 inches, right, from the floor. But sometimes, you know, when you're lying, not really lying, like really lying in your bed, but like when you have your knees up, right, like this, and then you're lying and you want to like watch the movie, and then basically your knees cover the half of the fucking TV. So basically what I did was I went to Best Buy, I picked up a wall mount, right, and then I basically just built that wall mount on this wall, and then I moved the TV to the wall. So it's much higher now, and I can enjoy the movies, right? So that's what I did today. So, you know, and then I worked for a few hours, and that's about it. And here I am. Here I am. Will you send me an angel? Scorpions. You guys remember those? Jeez. Oh, by the way, Jesus Christ, this is what happened, right, with the fucking fish. You know, I have that aquarium, as you all know. I discussed that. I mentioned that in my last few podcasts. So I wake up. So I went to. Sorry, I'm just like jumping all over the fucking planet or the galaxy. And Thanksgiving, by the way, how was everyone's Thanksgiving? So me and my girlfriend was supposed to like just hang out at my place. I was gonna cook some like nice meal. But then I realized that actually she said that she was actually working Thanksgiving Day. And she told me in the text message that she'll try to find a replacement. If she could, then she'll come over. And I didn't realize that. I thought that she was going to come over. But in any case, so I went to the grocery store. I did a bunch of like grocery shopping. And then I'm like, baby, so can you, you know, come earlier so we can like cook a meal together? And she's like, you know, I had to come back to the restaurant because my boss told me that I had to come back at 4:30, and then she told me, and I'm like, baby, listen, please, just I don't want to fucking go to Long Island because I was invited by the family friends, but it's like a hike to like drive to Long Island, right? And I was looking up, and it was going to take me like fucking like hour and 20 minutes to like drive to Long Island. through the fucking Holland Tunnel, and then Brooklyn Bridge, BQE, up to fucking Grand Central, all the way down to fucking, what the fuck, that other highways, right? And I'm like, why do I have to fucking do this, But then she, not that she bailed on me, but I didn't realize that what she had told me was something I hadn't paid attention. Why did you not pay attention, sir? Because I had too much fucking turkey Thursday night. I'm sorry, no. Not too much. Oh, I was like dealing with a lot of stuff, including work and all that bullshit, right? Like Wednesday night. And this whole thing with, I'm trying to, set up my second office here in Jersey City and all that, and then all the clients are like fucking like all over my fucking ass because they want things done right away, and and then on top of that, I have my fucking bake pan. I can't even fucking like sit in a chair to like write an email. The only way I could do it is, like I have my like Microsoft Surface here, right? And this is the only position. If I have bake pan, this is the only position where I can actually work. I have the keyboard, wireless keyboard, right? Whether I have to send a proposal out, I have to do the drawings, or whatever the hell I had to do. This is the way to do. Otherwise, if I sit in a fucking chair, my back starts hurting. I think I need to go to a fucking physical therapy place and then get it checked. Not the x-rays and all that fucking bullshit, but just because when you go to like a certified or licensed physical therapist, then they would tell you what the problem is and how you will need to do to correct it. Not correct it, but like eliminate the fucking pain, right? I don't want to take any fucking pills. That's what I'm going to tell them first thing. So probably like, they probably will tell me like, when you sit down, you have to have this posture. You have to have these pillows. Like if you are watching movies in your bed, then you should have like a, position of the beds this way and all that. And they probably give me some sort of like a lotion or something, like a balm to put on my back so I can, it can relieve the pain or something like that, right? I mean, the pain is not there unless I'm sitting in a certain position, right? But then, sir, you fucking play pool and all that, so I mean, that's not gonna help, because see, I mean, this is what happens when you're living in a luxury living building where you have like a pool table down at the first floor level where you can play pool anytime. But it's nice. I like my building. So what the hell I was talking about fish, right? I'm sorry, again, without repeating myself, I'm jumping from one topic to the other. Because a lot of things have happened in the past, like few days. So, I was telling my girlfriend, right? Because after I filled the tank, right, again, and I put it on the stand instead of the fucking rake, right? Because rake was acting like a fucking like old like bridge, with the fucking sag, and I was too afraid that with 10 gallons water weight and all that, and the gravel and all those other stuff, all those other things in the aquarium, it was going to fucking break the thing, and it was going to make a full fucking mess in my living room. But in any case, so I did that, and then Wednesday, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday, I realized that it was getting too dark in there. Like, water was getting too fucking, like, muddy or something like that, right? And so I was texting my girlfriend because, this is my first fish tank. So I'm like, baby, listen, so it's getting too, like, fucking muddy. Not muddy, but like, it's not, you can't see anything. It's like foggy in there. She was like, oh, you might have to, clean it and then, change the water like every once or 2 weeks. I'm like, what the fuck? Why? And then I was looking at the bottom of the fucking fish tank, right? And I see all these like food flakes sitting at the bottom, and then I'm like, holy shit, maybe I overfed them, and that's exactly what happened. And I overfed them or something like that, and then the water got polluted or something like that, and then one of the fish died. When I came back from Long Island, I ended up driving to Long Island for Thanksgiving Thursday night. I spent a couple of hours there, had turkey, and then I drove back same night, right? And then Friday, was it Friday or Thursday? Oh no, Thursday morning I realized that one of the fish was like floating at on his sideways, and he was like making like his head was like making this kind of movement. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Jesus Christ! I thought maybe the water got polluted or something like that, and then what I did was I told my girlfriend, listen, baby, I need to right away clean the aquarium and change the water. So that's what I did. I transferred the fish to a bowl with clean water, and then I removed the water from the aquarium, and then I cleaned everything that's inside, including gravel. Now it looks pretty clean, now it looks pretty clean. But while I was doing that, I realized that in the bowl, that fish was not even now moving his head or her head. Its head, is that what we call it? And do fish have a gender? I'm pretty sure they do. I don't know what my fish gender is. So then I tried to nudge it, with that fish net. It wasn't moving. I'm like, holy shit. So basically one of the fish died. And then the next day, I realized that another fucking fish died. Those two fishes, they looked alike, and they died. But the other goldfish, which really looks like a goldfish because it's like completely like orange, like goldish orange. And then there's another one. He's not like goldish orange, but he's a multicolor. So these two survived for some fucking reason, and then the other two, for some other fucking reason, died. Maybe those fishes were not like fishes, were not up to this environment. I don't know what the fuck. So I did some research, and apparently, I'll give you guys a 101 on like having a fish tank if you want to have a fish tank for the first time. That first of all, you have to be very careful because the food that you buy is a very high protein content, and most of the time, if you are a first-time aquarium owner, you end up like overfeeding the fish. And then, fish also have their own waste. So I think that's what happened. So basically, the whole fucking fish tank was overfed, and I think that's how the two died. But then the other two survived, so I don't fucking understand. Maybe these two fish are like stronger. I have no fucking idea. So I think this week I'm going to go to Petco again, and then I'm going to give them the fucking situation. And then I think I'm going to get the orange type ones, the goldfish, right? I think they are pretty strong in surviving, like something like that. Not that I'm doing that now. I'm just feeding them just once or twice, And that's what they said, because they said that all this protein, like rich fish flake food, are very rich in like their content. So don't feed them a lot, or don't overfeed them. That's what it said. So I mean, I feel bad for the fish that died. I really felt bad. But I mean, what can I do? I don't want to be responsible for the death of two goldfish. But yeah, so that's what happened. So I'm gonna go to Petco this week after work, one of these days, and get 2 more fishes. The same ones, right? All right, okay. So I don't want to go on and about and turn my podcast into a podcast about my fish tank or aquarium. It's already 30 minutes. 10 o'clock already. And so yeah, so that's the story of my long weekend. And I mean, long weekend's still going, you know. Today is the 3rd day of the long weekend. Tomorrow is the last day of the long weekend. See, this is what the fuck happened. You know, the weekends actually screw up your whole fucking weekdays, because now, you know, you don't have to worry about getting up early or, you know, going to the fucking office. And then here comes the fucking Monday, and then you're cranky, and, you know, you didn't have enough fucking sleep, you know, etc., etc. And I mean, I don't have to get up early, but because I don't fucking want to like deal with that fucking morning rush hour traffic or even evening rush hour traffic. So I start a little later, and I leave work a little later too. So I work late, and then I sometimes I work from home, right? Right. What's going on? Oh, by the way, so what the fuck I was reading? Oh, did you guys hear about like fucking Brazilian president is accusing Leonardo DiCaprio, the actor, of giving money to people so they could, you know, set the fire to set the Amazon jungles on fire. Why the fuck would he do that? I don't understand. But so that was an article on BBC that I read. And so the president is accusing Leonardo DiCaprio that he actually gave money to people. Hold on a second. Let's go to CNN.com. Jesus. And I'm thinking, if anything, okay, here we go. Leonardo DiCaprio, right? Leo DiCaprio responds after Brazil president blames actor for Amazon forest fires. So what the fuck did he say? Let me see. So before I go further into this, I would think that if anything, all these fucking film actors are they're hippies for most part, you know. Most of them are against the fucking like establishments and all that. And if anything, he would have given him money to indigenous people's causes, so that people who are actually setting the fire, setting the Amazon jungles on fire, are actually discouraged to do that. If anything, that's what I would think that an actor like him would do. But in any case, so this is what he said. Hold on a sec. Why the fuck did it took me to fucking Facebook? Jesus Christ. Fucking hate Facebook. Okay. So, what the fuck, dude? Jesus Christ. There are links in there. Okay. Brazil's president blamed an unusual candidate this week as a cause of the Amazon forest fires. Actor and environmentalist. Okay, there we go. He's an environmentalist. Why would he give money to people so they could put Amazon jungles on fire? That doesn't make any fucking sense. President Jair Bolsonaro made the claim Thursday on a webcast, arguing that non-governmental organizations contributed to the forest fire that ravaged. This doesn't make any fucking sense. This guy is out of his fucking mind. The NGO people, what did they do? What's easier, set fire to the bush? He said, providing no evidence of support. He continued to take photo, film, send it to an NGO. NGO spreads it out, does it, blah, blah, blah. Gets in touch with Leonardo DiCaprio, and Leo DiCaprio donates $500,000 to this NGO. One part went to the people who were setting the fire, right? This doesn't make any fucking sense. Okay, so what did he say on Instagram? Refuting Bolsonaro's accusations while maintaining his support to the Brazilian people working to save the forest. The future of these irreplaceable ecosystems is at stake, and I'm proud to stand with the groups protecting them. While worthy of support, we did not fund the organizations. Jesus Christ, it goes back to fucking... Okay. But in any case, so that was interesting. It's not part of my cheat sheet, but I thought that was interesting. Yeah, why would somebody like fucking Leo DiCaprio would send money to people? Oh, hey, yo, sir, the party really good. I'm sending you money so you can, put the fucking rainforest on fire. Why would he fucking do that? I don't understand. I think that guy's, the politician, is actually probably has some hand in like fair rainforest or whatever the fuck it is. I think what I understand about the fires in the Amazon rainforest is that people, whoever these people are, they need land. They need land to grow crops and all that, right? To build homes, and that's why they're setting all these on fire. That's my understanding, but don't quote me on this one. I could be wrong, but look it up. Don't be a fucking lazy bastard. I'm not going to do your work for you, all right? So, yeah, that was very interesting. I thought. I got some good topics in my cheat sheet, as always, for this podcast. I presume you all are having a great long weekend, holiday weekend. Did you have a lot of fucking turkey? Oh man, these guys actually cooked, my family friends. They cooked a great turkey, and I had a glass of like a white wine with with the orange juice and ice. So basically, I usually make like a fucking sangria, white wine sangria blanca, and that was great. That was like a perfect Thanksgiving night. It was like quiet, not many people there, just the family, the couple and their daughter and their son, and then there was another guest from the mountains where we come from, right? And I spent like a couple of hours with them. I had some great turkey, and they gave me actually leftovers to go, and then I drove back. It took me an hour, and then I just took it easy Thursday night. My ex-girlfriend, she was asking me if I wanted to meet on Friday night, and then my back was still fucking killing me, and I told her I'm just going to stay local, because I didn't want to fucking drive into fucking Manhattan on a Friday night, Oh yeah, well, this is what happened. So I had to go to a construction site on Friday, right in the afternoon. But then after that's done, I came back, and I didn't want to fucking go back to Manhattan on Friday night, especially like a long weekend Friday night. I told her, if you want to hang out in the waterfront, New Jersey, Jersey City waterfront, then we can go dine over there. She's like, no, I just went uptown. Because she lives uptown, so. Oh, by the way, Jesus Christ. So I watched the new movie, right? The Irishman. Jesus fucking Christ. It depicts the 50s, 60s, and 70s, mob culture, American mob culture, kind of loaded with fucking political culture. And it also, talks about how mobs were also involved in electing Kennedy, and then they were also involved in probably killing Kennedy or something like that. And then there's Jim Hoffa there, and et cetera, et cetera. No spoiler alerts, but that's a fucking great movie. Great acting by, what's his name, Robert De Niro. And it takes on the political culture as well of the country, and how it probably shaped America in the years to come, in the 80s, the 90s. But that was a fucking interesting, great movie. It's a long-ass movie, so if you want to watch it, get some nice beer, and then watch it at home. That's what I would do. The good thing about these new movies, they come on Netflix as well as in the theaters. So, but most of the big movies, movies with like big names and big actors and etc., etc., they usually don't come on streaming right away, But this one did, so I watched it right away. That was a fucking great movie, and the whole fucking like Bay of Pigs and all that. It could Cuba and Russia at that time when Kennedy was in power. Not in power, but in office. That's what we should say. And the Soviets and the Americans almost went on to a nuclear war, almost, right? On the brink of a fucking nuclear war, and then if that had happened, we would not have been here, right? Things would have been fucking different on this fucking planet, right? Exactly. So that was a fucking great movie. And I also watched, what the hell did I watch? Oh yeah, Hunger Games. Hunger Games I watched today this morning, right? Hunger Games Mockingjay, right? That's an interesting movie, although they have part one, by the way. Although they have, they have, they have the technology, they have the, what do they have? Like fucking like colonies, 13 or sectors, sector 13, sector, 2, sector, where the fuck it is. And you can see that the capital, which is against all these sectors, because the sectors have all the rebellions against the fucking capital. And then it almost looks like the fucking Star Wars, the troopers of the capital, they're dressed as if they look like fucking stormtroopers from this fucking Star Wars, right? And the rebels are looking like they are the rebels from the fucking Star Wars, right? But that's an interesting movie. No spoiler alerts. I can't do any spoiler alerts because that's the first one I watched, so I have no fucking idea. It's about a lady who has a lot of powers and all that. I think that's the only thing I can say. Huh? But that movie has an ensemble cast from fucking what's his name, Seymour Hoffman, the late Seymour Hoffman, right? He died of, how the fuck did he die? He died of like fucking Some overdose, fentanyl, is that what it is? Some fucking overdose, heroin maybe, where the fuck it is, right? All these actors. Sorry, my ex-girlfriend is texting me. I was asking her, did you watch The Irishman? She says, yes, so good. You? So in any case, I'll text her later on. I was actually playing pool last night, so I've been playing a lot of pool. Pool is good. It just like relaxes you and just it just like takes you like onto a journey into the other fucking universe. No, that's not what you want to say. It basically relaxes you and gets your mind off of like the like the work and all the other like tensions of the world. Is that what you want to say? Yeah, exactly. You just let's play some pool, and not think about like stressed out and about things. So yeah, I think pool is like a therapy. It is, right? It is like a therapy. What time it is, by the way? 10:21, ladies and gents, 46 minutes. So with that said, let's get on to our cheat sheet, right? Or get into our cheat sheet. Is that how you say it? Okay. All right, so remember what I was telling you guys about? My girlfriend sent me an SOS message like a week before about her best friend. So we met like me and my girlfriend, we met last Sunday, right? So I was asking her, hey, baby, so what happened to your girl, with your best friend? The lady, she sent the pictures to me. She is like, she died of a heroin overdose. I'm like, what? And she's like so fucking young. And I'm like, heroin overdose, upstate fucking New York. So apparently upstate fucking New York has a heroin epidemic. You know why? Because there are a lot of rich people up there, a place like Syracuse. Although, not all areas of Syracuse. I mean, I know Syracuse, because my first company's headquarters was in Syracuse, so I've been there a few times. My first interview was in Syracuse. So I'm like, what, baby? What are you talking about? Jesus Christ. She said that she overdosed on heroin, and that's how she died. I'm like, so nobody saved her? And she was telling me that her brother was like crying because my girlfriend's brother was like very close to her, I guess, because they were neighbors and they grew up together. And I'm like, what the fuck? Jesus Christ. So apparently her best friend who died, got into like some shit like heroin through her ex-boyfriend. So apparently her ex-boyfriend was fucking like giving her heroin and all that. I'm like, shouldn't this guy be fucking arrested on the charges that he was the one who got her into like fucking heroin and all that? And this is the fucking problem upstate, right? So these kids have a lot of time on their hand, right? And there are not a lot of people and activities for them, I guess. And then they get into this fucking like, shit like heroin and opioids as well, I'm assuming. And this becomes a fucking epidemic. I don't know. My girlfriend was saying that she was going to go upstate for her funeral, but I guess she couldn't make it. But in any case, so that's my first topic on the cheat sheet, and I felt bad for the kid. I'm like, what the fuck, like. So she actually go into fucking rehab or something like that, or nobody knew that she was doing her heroin. But in any case, so she was telling me that yes, she had actually just gotten back from a rehab, and apparently she was sneaking on everybody, not telling anybody that she was doing heroin again. So obviously somebody was giving her heroin, right? But obviously, because heroin is like a really, really hard fucking addiction. Addicted. I mean, I have never done, and I'll never do any of that fucking bullshit, or opiates, any of that bullshit, But especially at a young age, if you get into that, that's like the most addictive fucking substance on the fucking planet Earth in the whole fucking galaxy, right? Isn't that what it is? I guess so. But in any case, so that's what she told me, and I felt bad. And all of you all fucking, if you are even thinking about like something like heroin or any of that fucking bullshit, don't think about your future, your body, your life, your friends, your loved ones, your family, your parents, and etc., right? Do I even have to fucking say all this? I mean, this is like the fucking 101, right? I mean, if you are doing like something like ecstasy when you're young and, you're out there in fucking Bushwick, dancing with all the fucking other hipsters, that's one thing. But if you are getting into fucking heroin, somewhere in a fucking corner in an LA, almost dying, don't even fucking think about getting into that. All right, my next topic, everyone, because sorry, 51 minutes. Hong Kong. So what the fuck's happening in Hong Kong? I can't even fucking say this. So what the fuck is happening in Hong Kong? So Hong Kong apparently is being this epicenter of protests against the Chinese regime, because Hong Kong, as you all know, was under British rule until the 1990s, when it actually handed it back to Chinese government, but with certain conditions. And apparently China is trying to get more of a grip on Hong Kong, and Hong Kong people don't want Chinese government to interfere in their political system, right? So I guess they want like real democracy, which is absolutely, I agree that every fucking country should have an absolute democracy, although America has democracy. We still have problems here, but I can imagine, like, being under the Chinese regime, where dissent is like fucking, you can't have a dissent, right? Or they will fucking put you into jail or something like that. But I think what I would say to the Hong Kong people is that, yes, I agree with you, and then that you should have your own sovereignty and all that. But you need leaders. That's the whole fucking problem. You need leaders and maybe some sacrifices. I don't know. Not that I meant to say that people should die and then maybe China would like fucking, realize, oh, wait a fucking minute. This should not have happened, and maybe these guys are really like up to this, and then maybe we should give them their freedom. I don't think China will do that, but we'll see. But I thought that was a very interesting topic. Interesting, but like very complicated topic that I just wanted to, give it a touch, just a touch. No like fucking deep conversations about Hong Kong, because I'm not an expert on that one. So my next topic, Bill Burr in Mandalorian. Wait a minute, tonight's Mandalorian, right? Was that tonight? 22 plus 7, 29. Oh shit, that was last night. Jesus fucking Christ. So Mandalorian, as you all know, I mentioned that in my last podcast, is a Star Wars it's a TV show in the Star Wars extended universe. Is that how you say it? I watched the 3 episodes, fucking amazing, without having any spoiler alerts. I saw Baby Buddha in there. I'm like, what the fuck? So Bill Burr apparently starred in that, and I think he actually comes on in episode 6. I think he said that in his podcast. He mentioned it. So let's see. I mean, I'm kind of too old for Star Wars, but Mandalorian is a great TV show. It's not a cartoon. I mean, it's not an animated show. It had the real human beings in there. Not like Rebels. Rebels was like fucking, animated with Sabine and Cannon and all those other fucking, right, characters in there. So if you guys are into like Mandalorian, and if you know who Bill Burr is, he's a comedian. He does his podcast. Podcast. I can't even fucking say this. Jesus. All right, everyone. So my next topic is why am I like fucking rushing everybody into this? Rushing. Well, I mean, I don't want to like fucking go on and about like fucking my podcast because I got other things to do. Maybe I should go down there and play some pool. But in any case, my next topic, I think I actually did mention my bake pan. Oh yeah, no. Okay, so this is what happened. So I bought a bake pan brace, right, online. I looked up and while I was looking up like fucking, like therapy places, like physical therapy places for bake pan and all that. And I was also like Google searching, what are the remedies are to minimize the back pain. And one of the things that showed up in the search was back pain brace. So I bought this brace from I think Amazon, which actually goes on. I don't have that here. I'm sorry, but as you can see, I still have my heated jacket. It's on, and that has actually helped me a lot. Because I use it here on my couch as well as on my bed when I'm watching movies, right? And so I bought that brace, right? So I used it. I think that also actually helped me, not when I'm like lying down like this, but like if I'm let's say if I'm driving, because driving is the worst for back pain. And I feel that, and it just like goes from my fucking back of my neck on the right side all the way to the fucking like my stomach, So I bought that, and I think that actually did help me, but I think I still need to go to physical therapy. I think I should do it because it has been fucking affecting my work because I can't fucking sit in the fucking work chair. And I'm in the middle of like opening my second office and all that, and I have all these fucking clients. They want the drawings done, they want things done. We have to deliver them the forms. I have to sign and seal and blah 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 blah. So I have to like have a fucking remedy for this, But in any case, so that's my take on that one. And so my next topics are 2 movies that I watched. 2 new movies that I watched. One is not new, but the other one is new from this year. Aquaman. I think Aquaman actually came out when, like 2018. I think 2018, right? Or was it 2017? So Aquaman is a very interesting movie with Jason Momoa. Momoa? Is that what you call it? How you say it? His name. amazing fucking great acting and fucking amazing great graphics. You know, the underworld world of Atlantis. A lot of people have a lot of conspiracy theories about Atlantis. That Atlantis was a real city which went underwater. How did it go under fucking water? And there's no sign of a city, or there's no fucking shantytown that can depict underwater that nobody has seen or discovered that would tell us that there was a whole fucking city apparently went underwater, right? So that's just fucking conspiracy theories, so don't fucking believe in them. But Aquaman obviously is based on fiction, right? So that's a very great movie if you guys are into like DC Comics. There's a movie in DC Comics, so a lot of like superhero action. You know, although I'm not into like fucking superhero and all that, but I just watched these movies for graphics, and some of the storyline is you know, is okay. So that's my take on Aquaman. And then the other movie I watched was First Man. First Man, as you all know, is all about Neil Armstrong. Neil Armstrong, who is played by Ryan Gosling. And Neil Armstrong, as you all know, was an American. Is he still alive? Maybe he is, or maybe he's dead. Who knows? But he, along with one of his other colleagues at NASA, they were the first ones to actually land on Moon, put their boots on Moon. And isn't that when he said something like, "This is the first step for mankind"? Oh, what the fuck am I saying? This is the first step. This is the first step of the man on the moon, and 1,000,000 steps for the mankind. Is that what he said? Jesus Christ! I don't want to give you guys wrong impressions. Hold on a second. First step for first step for mankind quote, right? Oh, here we go. What the fuck am I saying? That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. That's his quote, right? When they landed on the moon in 1969, which is what, like 50 fucking years ago, and then between 1969 and 2019, what the fuck have you done? Nothing, except like fucking fighting each other. You know, this is the progress of our like fucking exploring the space and exploring and having bases on Mars and the moon. This is so fucked up, man. Can't fucking believe that between like 1969 and 2019, no progress has been made except for the fucking International Space Station, which is nothing but just a piece of junk. It's a fucking piece of junk, Jesus Christ. And that's you know that's human beings, and they're talking about like exploring other like fucking you know, areas of the solar system, and you know, going on to Jupiter's moon, Europa. And while we don't have any will to do that, but I think that private companies are now going to do that, including SpaceX, Jeff Bezos' company, what's it called, Jesus, and Branson's company, Virgin Galactic. I think they're going to do that, you know, because these governments, they have failed us in exploring the space, like really. But I think they're doing it now. Although NASA is also getting a little more serious about landing at least like an unmanned ship on Mars by when? By 20 fucking 80? Huh? No, I think SpaceX is going to do this sooner. But Elon Musk is a very visionary guy, you know? And he's going to do that. I'm telling you, he's going to fucking do that. And just imagine we actually find like life on Mars, just like even like very like basic form of life, you know, like singular cellular like organisms, you know, like amoeba or bacteria, you know, under the surface of Mars, and that's going to change the whole fucking everything on this planet, you know. So which would mean that if there's life on Mars, that means that somehow it's possible that actually life came to the Earth from Mars. Who knows? Who fucking knows? Or the other way around. And that's going to change. I think that's going to change the whole fucking thing on this planet. Scientifically, all these religions are going to be like fucking stunned, you know, with their fucking theories, not theories, but their beliefs. Beliefs, that's what I want to say. That some God, you know, like some God had created the universe and then, you know, in like fucking 6 days. And that's all going to be drained down the drain, right? I mean, I'm kind of agnostic because we don't know how everything started. I mean, you know, science has Big Bang, and then we pretty much know what happened after Big Bang. But before Big Bang, we have no clue because there was no such thing as you know, forces of nature or time or space. There was nothing before Big Bang. Or maybe there was something that we can't understand. Probably, I think that's more of an answer than the first one, right? Or, you know, as you all know, there are other theories that the universe has been here. And I think I kind of even though with my skepticism, I kind of believe in the theory that the universe has been here. It's just that we are new. We are new. I mean, we are new in terms of civilization and all that. But the universe has been here, and then, you know, astrophysicists talk about like parallel universes and all that, right? I don't want to get into that, but I thought that was a very interesting topic. It's already 1 minute, 8 seconds. I'm sorry, 1 hour, 8 minutes. That's what I wanted to say. Jesus. My last topic, Porsche flying cars. So Porsche, as you all know, is a car manufacturer company. And so they are basically getting very serious about like coming up with like flying cars. So there you go, flying cars, Porsche flying cars. Now, wouldn't that be fucking great if you can just fly instead of like fucking going through the fucking Holland Tunnel and you know, acting and feeling miserable, you know, like, you know, stuck in fucking traffic for like half an hour while trying to get into the fucking tunnel, or the other way around, right? Wouldn't it be fucking nice? But I guess this would be like the early 1910s and 20s, you know, when the cars came on the road, people were like, oh, wait, what are these machines? What are these fucking machines? What if they like fucking like, you know, they get on the sidewalks and they kill the people. And, well, I mean, you know, the car accidents that still happen, but now we have laws and rules and, you know, traffic, you know, signals and all that. So I think that's where we are now. I think we are not even there yet. And maybe in few years, I think we will be once companies actually come up with like flying cars. And so Porsche is actually is trying to do that apparently, and you guys can look it up. And with that, I think I'm going to close out my podcast. I presume you all are having a great Saturday night, and I'll speak to you all next Saturday or Sunday.